What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. It's the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said, don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss the Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast, and we are inching weeks closer to you being able to say your piece to Mike at the National Heavy Equipment Show on April 23rd and 24th. Right, Mike? Or did I fuck the dates up?
No, that sounds about right.
And
those weren't the dates in our contract, but that is the right date.
We'll be there by ourselves one of the days. Mike's not worried about the hate that day. No one will be bringing the hate. And if you use the code in the show notes, well, I'm saying use the code in the show notes without actually knowing how to put a code in the show notes. So I'm solely dependent on Mike to put the code in the show notes, so I'm not a fucking liar. But if you use the code in the show notes, what happens, Mike?
They get a free ticket. It's not even a code, it's a link. You can just click that link. It'll automatically apply the code, but you can use code NOFH if you just go through their website.
If you're not listening to the show and you don't want to go through the notes and you're on their website and you don't know who we are and you want to randomly put in the letters what is it? Not our NOFH? NOFH? Yeah, there you go. I had a long fucking day. It's been a long week. So if you're not a listener of this show, you can still use the code NOFH. But I don't know how you would know the code exists, but I know there is a lot of swirling rumors about the code and that it's only a 15% code like everyone else's code and all the other podcast codes, but it's not. It's 100% free code because we don't fuck around here on this podcast. Well, we don't fuck around with codes. Fuck around with everything but codes. So, how's your week going, Chad?
It's another week of nothing. It's like we can't get anything done. The weather's not improving. The weather might as well have been the same for the last 3 weeks. Nothing's getting us any closer to where we need to be to get a start on the season.
I feel like it's a very 2 steps forward, 3 steps backward kind of March spring to the season. Like today it's +8. It started out at -5 when I got on the truck. It was +8 by noon. And it's supposed to be minus again tonight. So it's like you keep jumping forward and then going backwards.
We got 10 centimeters coming tomorrow. I'm like, this is bullshit. Yeah.
Wow.
We got snow coming tonight. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
seriously?
Yeah. It's so discouraging. I have so much to do. We have so much, once work starts to go, we're going to go, man. And people are saying, what's your anticipated start date? I have no clue. The weatherman doesn't
we're getting 10 millimeters of rain. We're getting 10 mil of rain. 1 centimeter of snow and 10 millimeters of rain tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I see that too.
Trade you. I don't know what's worse.
10 centimeters of fucking snow.
Yeah, I'm sick of it, man. I'm real sick of it. It's been a long winter.
I think it's because the winter started so early. You know, normally you work till Christmas and yeah, it's cold, but it's not like full-blown winter, right?
Oh, it was full-blown winter at the beginning of December this year.
Yeah.
It was full-blown winter in November.
Last week in November.
We moved snow on December 1st.
Ugh.
Which means it was
Go ahead.
Full-blown winter. Yeah, it was full-blown winter in November, which is fucking terrible. And it just seems like it's lasting forever.
Yeah.
I did get a new computer. I went in and I showed them a picture and I said, this is the computer that Jack says I have to get. And the woman said, well, that computer is sold by a third party seller, blah, 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 blah. Something bullshit. I don't even know. I'm like, it's on the Best Buy website. They're like, oh, but we have these third party sellers. And I'm like, why the fuck do you have that?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you just show computers and sell them? Like, oh, it doesn't work like that. I said, oh, okay. So I said, well, I need this. I said, well, do you have a computer that's similar? She's like, well, we don't have one that has all those fucking features in that brand. I'm like, do I look like I give a fuck what kind of brand of computer I buy? I said, see all these things, these letters that I'm reading to you that I have no fucking clue what they mean? That's what I think I'm supposed to care about, not what it says on the I'll open it up. Like not what it says on the back of the computer screen. Like if it says Laveo or HP or I don't think I should give a fuck about any of that stuff. That doesn't seem very important to me. The things that seemed important to me were now it's loading slow. Oh, here it says like T16 Gen 3 12 core Intertel Ultra 125U 16WU XGA IPS. I don't know what any of the fuck that shit means, but I need that. I don't give a fuck who packaged that shit. I don't give a fuck about who packaged it. I need a WIN11 Wi-Fi 6E TB4 fingerprint Pro. That's what I need, bitches. I don't give a fuck about who packaged it or who used slave labor in India to build it. I don't care about that. We don't have a slavery policy at Paper King. If someone's building shit with slavery overseas, we just buy it. We don't investigate it. It could be slave built. And she was like, "Oh, okay." I said, I need the Core Intel Core Ultra, motherfucker. So she gave me this HP one. But this one only had 1 terabyte of memory. And I was like, is that going to fuck me up the ass? So I called Jack while I was buying the computer. And he was like, no, you're fine with 1 terabyte. Because this one that he gave me had 2 terabytes.
I think it's all on the cloud now anyway.
I have no idea what's in the cloud and what isn't. So then we go up to the counter and we're purchasing the computer. And she says, a very nice girl, really nice girl who had to put up with me. And I'm a terrible customer because I'm disorganized and I don't know anything. So we're at the counter. She said, do you want a warranty? I said, I don't know. This computer's like $1,300. Like, honestly, if it gets fucked, I'll just buy a new one for $1,300. She's like, well, this is $1,300. You should really get a warranty. And I was like, I feel like you value $1,300 more than I do because it's $800 to fill my trucks up with fuel.
Well, you're sure as shit she values it $1,300 more than you. She works at Best Buy.
So
that's like a week's pay.
She said, I'll give you a smoking deal on a 3-year warranty. I'll charge you $250. And I think by the way she was pushing the warranty, it's probably the only time that she maybe gets paid a little bit extra for selling the warranty because I don't think they get commission for selling the actual items. And I was like, you know what? She's been really nice. This computer is actually $700 cheaper than what I was going to buy the other computer for. So I was like, fuck it. You know what? Give me the warranty. And she said, okay. She said, do you have an account with us? I said, no. Do I look like someone that has my old computer? I told you my computer's 12 years old. Did you even have accounts at Best Buy 12 fucking years ago? And so she says, well,
it was still Radio Shack 12 years ago.
Probably. I don't know where I was. Future Shop. Like he says to me, well, do you want to start an account? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to start an account. I said, my wife has an account here because I know that because she talks about how all of our stuff is protected by Best Buy with this account she has. Oh, we could use do you want to use your wife's account? I said, sure. She said, what's her phone number and name? So I give her phone number and name. Then she says, whoa, just so you know, and I want you to think about this a lot, and I don't mean to insult you as a person, but just so you know, if you and your wife were to get divorced, you wouldn't have access to this warranty anymore. And I looked at her and I said, if my wife and I get divorced, I can't even fathom what I would think about the $250 warranty on the fucking $1,300 computer I bought at Best Buy. this would be the last motherfucking thing that I would ever think of in my life. Kelly and I split up. I'd be like, shit, I can't get into the bank. I don't have any money. I don't know how to do anything. We don't have any. I don't have any insurance. I don't even know how to run the dishwasher. I'm fucked. Like you, I was like, if we get divorced, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and be like, holy shit, I don't have access to that fucking warranty on my computer anymore that I only bought because I was feeling bad for the girl. Like the chances of me claiming this warranty are like fucking zero. And I said to her after I bought it and everything, I'm like, what does this even cover? She's like, anything happens to this computer, bring it back. You drop it, bring it back. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Wow.
I'm glad I bought the warranty without investigating it. But this computer is the other thing. I felt for a long time I was going blind, but when I opened up this computer and I looked at it, I realized I'm not going blind. My computer screen was just really fucking shitty. Like I can reach it now. I'm not squinting. I don't need multiple lights on. Like I'm not using the flashlight on my phone to wave it at the computer so I can read a sentence. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I should have got this new computer like 2 or 3 years ago. Would have been awesome.
I think we told you that.
Yeah, from the beginning of this podcast, I think.
Everybody said, yeah, I know. I'm not good at changing things.
Yeah.
I don't adapt well. I'm not an adapter of things.
Hmm.
Did Jack give you a promo code for the computer?
No.
Oh,
He just sent me a text and said, this is the computer you need to buy.
I see.
And I said, okay, I will buy that computer. And then I didn't buy it. I bought a different computer with the same gobbledygook amount of letters. This actually just happened, but your spouse knows you too well. I come home and Kelly was upset and I sit down and I say, okay, what's wrong? She's like, oh, she went to the doctor, a different doctor for something. And the guy was not very unkind to her, which happens a lot, I think, to women at the doctor. And so we're sitting there and she's telling me the story of how unkind this doctor was to her. And I'm like, oh, what doctor were you at? Where was the clinic? She ignored that question and continued forward, telling me the story. I said, oh, what was that doctor's name? I didn't catch it. And she ignored that question and continued the story. I'm like, where was it around located? Like, where were you today in Whitby? And she ignored that question and continued forward. And then by the end of it, I said, you're not telling me this guy's name, eh? She's like, no.
Doesn't want you to go there.
I would have gone there.
Have an unkind conversation with the doctor.
I would have had an unkind conversation with the doctor, yeah.
Really, though, a lot of these doctors are no better than you or I, or AI for that matter, because
I don't think there's any reason to be unkind to anyone who's seeking medical treatment.
No, well, no, you're right. Although, I think if you're a smoker, like there's a lot of things that I think your doctor can advise you not to do, and if you don't want to accept his advice, then how much can he treat you? Like if you're a heavy smoker and he's like, you gotta stop smoking, it's killing you, and you don't want to do it, I mean, what more can he do for you on that matter? You come in, oh, I got a terrible cough, I'm coughing up blood, whatever. The doctor's like, well, I told you to quit smoking. He's already advised you in that sense.
I think that's true, but I don't think that the doctor needs to say you're a fucking idiot. You don't quit smoking.
No.
That's
True.
more what I'm like.
Yeah.
I agree with you that most of us are the master of our own destiny with almost anything that you deal with.
Yeah.
Almost everything that happens to you in your life, you can relate back to some decision you made.
Yeah. But if it was the case where he was being rude unpromptedly, I guess, then yeah.
I just thought it was funny. She wouldn't give me the guy's name because she knew exactly what was going to happen to him. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're with someone for 15 years.
Yeah. Um, I had a conference call today with something completely unrelated to landscape. We're thinking of buying a laser, a tattoo removal laser
New
for,
business?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. We're kicking around the idea of opening a tattoo removal studio or whatever. And so we're in the early stages of it, right? I wanted to get some information, talk to some people who knew what they're doing. And nobody in my city does it, shit like that. Uh, Trying to put the feelers out there. People are gonna come and see us and all this shit, right? Um, if you had to guess what a tattoo removal laser costs, what number would you put on that?
20,000.
PK?
To put it in, yeah, I think tattoo. I don't know about this a lot because I have one tattoo that's my daughter's name, so I'm not removing it. But I think it's expensive to do to even start the process. So I'm going to say that the thing is worth between 35,000 and $45,000.
Okay. Um, well, I think we are all familiar what landscape equipment costs, heavy machinery, stuff like that, right? And so after I got off the phone or the conference call with the sales rep, my wife asked me, "So how much does this machine cost?" I said, "Well, you might want to sit down." She goes, "Is it more than a loader?" I said, "Well, it depends on which size of loader you're talking about." Right? And it turns out a proper laser for tattoo removal costs $185,000.
Oh,
Wow.
good God.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to remove the average tattoo? Do you know?
Well,
Have you ever had one done?
yeah, I've had my whole arm lasered, right? And what I was learning or what I was seeing wasn't jiving with what other people were telling me about the market, right? Like I had my whole forearm lasered for, I don't know, 250 bucks a shot. It took a couple shots. So let's say it got the whole thing bare enough to cover in three sessions, 750 bucks. My brother, he went and got a quote from some place in Ottawa. He's got his chest done, but it's only lined, right? So figure it's only lined. It shouldn't take that long to get rid of that many sessions, whatever. He was quoted $10,000
Wow.
to lose that tattoo. So that's where
Now, is the difference though that you were only doing it to the point where you were going to recover it and he wants it gone, or is he planning on recovering it? Because that could
I
be
don't I
a
don't know.
discrepancy.
Well, if it took me three sessions and it was maybe let's say 60% gone, it was going to take him 10 sessions to have it 100% gone. Like I think,
You're still only 2,500 bucks.
yeah, right. So I don't know. We're still feeling the whole process out, but I think so the thing that's nice is yes, it's an expensive machine to buy, but it also creates this barrier to entry
Yeah.
where these things aren't going to start popping up everywhere. You know?
Hmm.
So if you can break that barrier to entry and be the first one to market in town with an aggressive price point, maybe it works out. And I'm starting to think, hey, I'm just a landscaper, but maybe these are transferable skills. Maybe I'm a real business person now. I don't know.
Do you
Or
need
maybe
somebody
I'm not.
licensed?
And no,
You don't.
there's no license in Ontario for this.
Can you botch a laser job? Like, can
Uh,
you like ruin somebody's skin or something like that?
with the new machines, it's much more difficult,
Okay.
but you still have to know what you're doing, right?
Okay.
It's uh, it's
So are you going to get like a storefront and hire a technician?
my
No,
wife.
right out of the NDL shop.
No, we were thinking about it. I'm like, we have all this property. We were like, fuck, but we can't do it anywhere. Like, we can't do it in the shop, you know? Like, you have to rent a studio or something like that to do it. So,
Does
so
was this born out of like you're gonna need something removed soon, so you might as well just buy the machine and always have that at your disposal?
I don't think it makes economic sense to do it for $185,000 to remove one of mine, but she can practice on me. She can take some old stuff off, and really dial it in that way. Um,
What inspired this?
well, she wants to go back
Just
to work, right? I don't
a
think working for anybody
recognition
else.
of opportunity, or just you?
Well, isn't it like we have tattoo artist friends who would recommend us to do it and stuff, right? The next closest shop is Ottawa. The prices seem to be um, high everywhere else, so maybe we can get in there and just scrape the Cornwall region back to Cornwall instead of them going to Ottawa and Montreal and everything, right?
Have you asked AI about this?
Yeah, but it gave me a shitty price on the machine, so I don't know what else to trust it on. It's like, yeah, the machine's like 60 grand. So,
Well, there may be a machine for 60 grand.
yeah, but the proper one to do it is 180 grand. Um, so I don't know, we're gonna kick it down the road a little bit more. And I was thinking about it, like we're going over numbers and stuff. So one session, $300. If you book 30 people in the month, then it's $9,000. The machine payment is $4,500, It's all things that I'm not scared of, but should I be scared? Because I've run natural design for 15 years, but it's been 15 years since I started a business from scratch. I don't know.
Well, I think you're also starting the business with your partner, though.
Yeah.
You're not starting it alone.
I'm more scared to start it with someone than I would be to start on my own. I want to be responsible for just my failures, not my family's failures. You
So
know,
what's your participation level in the business, though? Or is she starting the business on her own and you're just supporting her? Or are you
no,
both going to be heavily engaged in the business?
I'm gonna do the back end stuff, like uh the consulting for one. Um, I'm gonna set up the corporation, make sure everything goes through the bookkeeper properly, um, just back end stuff, and she'll take care of all the day to day and the removals and everything. So, which
Could
I
you guys do it at one of the cottages with a beautiful view of the river to promote
could,
more people
yeah,
coming?
we definitely could. But then, if you were to rent the cottage, there's a $180,000 laser sitting inside that you.
How
Well, no,
big
I'm
is the
saying
machine?
can you convert the cottage to the studio and just use that property as the studio and pay rent to yourselves as opposed to paying rent to someone else?
I'm sure we could, yeah. But where do you set?
And
Like, do you set it up in the living room? I
you would
don't.
have to renovate it a bit.
It
But at least
just
it's your
went through a full
property.
reno. It just went through a full reno.
Both of them?
No, one of them's bones. Like one of them, we have to do structural.
Build the laser around that one.
No, I don't think. No, I don't. I don't know. I think we can do this, but I don't know. I'm used to business coming to me, not going out and finding it. So
Yeah, but that's now. When you first started, you said last week, I was week to week, and then my boss told me maybe this isn't for you.
yeah,
So at one time you did go out and find work.
yeah, yeah. I really think it'll be good, but it's always the unknown, right? You never know 100%.
Is there a lot of tattooed people when you're in Cornwall, just wandering around? Do you see a lot of people and say, I bet they regret that motherfucking tattoo?
Yeah, I bet people say that about me too. I bet there's
Fair.
tons and tons of people.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of your tattoos.
Have you?
I don't see any. Well, I've been in the same place as
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
and you do like to parade yourself shirtless all over the internet.
true.
So
You like that? Yeah.
what?
My
Like,
wife posted a video and it has over 100,000 views, and it's me dancing in a Speedo on the beach or on the poolside. Yeah,
what on her account?
on her account. Yeah, has over 100,000 views. People are sharing it and shit. I'm like, my God, That's a lot for a video of me dancing in a Speedo.
Okay, so I'm just saying I've seen a lot of your tattoos. They don't seem like they're deeply regretful things. Like they could be minorly regretful, and maybe you would get, but I'm talking about like deeply regretful things like, misspelled words and a
Well, I have
big
no
angst.
swastikas or anything.
Yeah, well, that's yeah, sort of. Those are deeply regretful things.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, in Cornwall, is there a lot of people with?
There's a
Could
lot of
you?
there's a lot of poor judgment here. This is a place of poor judgment.
That's the market that you need.
Yeah.
That's the market research for
No,
tattoo removal.
what you need is poor judgment, lots of money. Not poor judgment, no
No,
money.
no, that's not true. You need poor judgment and no money, because poor judgment and no money leads you to go to bad places to get bad tattoos.
But it's more expensive to get them off than it was to put them on.
Well, but now you're in a different time in your life.
True. We've put it to market, asking people, and we've had a lot of yes. A lot of yes, we'd get tattoos removed. But it's a different story whenever it's time to put your money where your mouth is, right? Everybody says they will use your services, use your product, but when it's time to open up, it's a different story.
Launch an ad campaign and just see the overall interest of people landing on a page.
That is bigger than me. That's an Intrigue Media thing.
Okay.
That's not a Chad the Landscaper can do this. I don't know what to look for. I don't know fuck all about fuck all. I'm more inclined to take the $180,000 chance than I am to launch an ad campaign.
Well, what's the
But
worst?
that's
The
just
worst
me as a
case
person.
scenario. The worst case scenario is you buy a machine for $180,000. You do it for. You got to give it at least. I would say if you're not willing to support the business for 24 months to build the clientele, then you're probably not on the right path. I'm also a dirty landscaper who has no business acumen. So I'm just saying, like, to me, if you're not willing to put in 24, like invest 24 months in the buildup of the business for
Mhm.
that style of business, then you probably shouldn't start.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that a tattoo removal business is an instantaneous hit.
No,
I think it's a slow build.
I don't think many business are an instant hit.
No.
Like our first year we did okay, but we didn't smash goals, you know. We
Yeah.
we got by, but there was nothing at risk back then.
I would say this too, just as an aside from in a totally different topic. Um, the not the Kid Contractor podcast put out a thing saying, put your email in here if you want to talk about how you grew your business over $3 million. On the Kid Contractor, I guess they're doing a series on the Kid Contractor podcast. So I put my email in, no response. They did not respond to me.
Maybe their AI
Probably because
isn't done yet.
probably
Maybe it's
because
not as
they're
fast as
like,
they're saying.
there's no SOPs, no fucking software, no fucking shit. Yeah, you can still grow a business to 3 million without any of that fucking crap. Like, and I think that probably is not a message that they're looking to spread on that fucking podcast. So, did not get a response. But anyways, back to your tattoo story.
No, I think
I bet, like you said, a bunch of the tattoo artist friends have people. I bet if you went to like all the shops in your area, they have clients in software with their emails that if you offered them an affiliate program where you would give them a kickback, they
yeah,
would
we
send
already
out
talked about
emails to
it.
okay.
We're giving out kickbacks to the artists that put people through the doors and stuff like that. Like I think
I'm sure there's a ton
there's
of
ways
business
to
just
generate
there.
business here.
Yeah,
I just
I'm always in favor of Chad spending his money, so I like the idea.
it's easy to spend someone else's money,
Yeah.
especially a lot of someone else's money. Bigger risks,
If
but
you
like
if you what's the market for a used machine?
I don't know. We
I'm saying because like say you invest 180 grand, you do it for a couple years, it doesn't work out the way that you had anticipated, and you could still sell the machine for 120 grand. It's like a $60,000 risk. You know,
yeah.
that's what's it Like that's how I look at when we buy landscaping stuff. If
True.
this doesn't work out, but,
Look it up. Pico. Wait. I
if it doesn't work out, at least we could get rid of the shit and we wouldn't be too deep into trouble. Now they're calling for a freezing rainstorm here.
Mhm.
Like this year has been such a fuck show.
This year is a fuck show.
It is a fuck show already. Oh, I was talking to Jack, and I think that he should do a 1 hour segment once a month with us.
Okay. That's
How do you
fine
guys
with
feel
me.
about that,
Ask our administrator.
Mike?
He's not paying attention.
Sorry, I'm just looking up used used
Yeah, look,
lasers.
So I was speaking to Jack, and I was saying to Jack that we should do a once a month 1 hour with Jack just to get a feel on how the market is playing out and the bidding, because that's his world and that's what he does.
Yeah,
And
I like that idea.
what kind of pricing he's seeing back, and what prices, are prices going up or prices going down? Are people desperate? Like Jack is just in that shit all day, every day, nonstop. So so Jack said that he would agree to come do a once a month segment on pricing and however he's handling stuff, and expose the fact that he uses software to help my business.
so we're eliminating Caleb's corner. And what Jack's corner? Is
Jack's
Jack's
We should
corner?
call it the Jack in the Box.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
great.
The Jack in the Box. Jack
Cracker
says he's
Jack.
coming to the heavy equipment show.
Ooh,
He says he's got a bone to pick with Mike.
Mm.
I'm ready.
Are you
Um,
ready to take on Jack?
I got an RFQ this morning. Some guy called me, didn't leave his name, but he said he worked for Tomlinson. Okay, great. Well, I better call him back. Called him back, said, "Hey, you didn't leave your name. Hey, I'm blah, blah, blah," and he mumbled something at me. Okay, what can I do for you? He's like, "Oh, can you price this job out in, I don't know where, an hour and a half away?" I said, "Yeah, no problem. Send it over." Send it over. Send it to Jack. Jack sent it back. Says, "When does this close?" I emailed the estimator, and he goes, "Well, it started last year, and it needs to be done by this October." So my brain automatically goes to, okay, what happened to the original guy that bid the job, right? Because there's no way you pull the price out of your ass with no landscaper to do it. You priced this to someone before. So I get on the horn with all my estimator buddies. Say, hey, is this company still in business? Who do you think bid this one? And then trying to play detective to find out who shit the bed on that price and left the GC hanging. Still nothing back, but there's got to be more to the story. Like I didn't go after.
Well, either that or the contract is so fucking big that they just put in an allowance for landscaping and said that'll fucking cover it.
Would you chance that?
If
You
it's a
were,
45 million dollar contract and the landscaping is 500 grand, yeah, I wouldn't give a shit. I probably wouldn't be bothered with it till the end.
but that's because you have other things to do. These estimators are paid to cross all their T's and dot their I's. And it's
Maybe it
not a
was an
big
item
deal
that
to ask someone for a fucking landscape price. That's their job.
I'm just saying that maybe it was always just an allowance. Like we've done some jobs before where it was just an allowance in the contract.
Yeah.
Like here's a $50 million road build, and just in your price allow $1 million for landscaping. We haven't finished all the drawings yet.
Yeah. I don't
Like
encounter that
there's lots
much.
of reason.
It could be.
Sorry.
For sure, it could be. I haven't encountered that much. Once or twice it's come across, but
Yeah, I've in my lifetime there's been lots of times where there was just an allowance for landscaping and there was no drawings.
hmm. Well,
We
I'm hoping
had we
someone
had
works it
someone
out.
reach out to us this week, and it's for a contract they already have. We had the same GC reach out to us for two different prices on two contracts they already have.
Yeah, I'm always wary of that.
And
But
I'm
you're
like,
right, it could
okay,
be. It's like
maybe they priced it themselves and now they don't have time to do it.
I don't think Tomlin has ever touched a landscape package in their life. I could be wrong. I don't know the whole company. That's for
It
sure. But
depends what the landscape package is, though. Have you looked at it?
yeah, it's hydro seeding and perennials and shit
Yeah,
like that.
maybe there was just an allowance then.
Yeah, potentially. It's we'll see.
But
Nobody.
even if someone else shit the bed on it, and as long as you put your numbers on it,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
does it matter?
yeah. I
You
just
just wiped out that. You literally like 3 weeks ago were like, I'm wiping out every motherfucker. Some motherfucker just got wiped out, and you're not even happy. You're like, I got to find out who it was. You
I
should
want
be,
to
yeah,
know who it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fuck this
I
guy. You got wiped out. I'm taking over,
I
bitch.
want to send them a card in the mail. Fuck
Suck
you.
it.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah. Send them a fucking gift certificate for fucking craft dinner and hot dogs to feed their family one last time.
Hmm.
I I don't know. I want to know who it is. I always want to know. I want to know the number. I want to know who won it. I want to know how close we were. That stuff is important to me.
Yeah, it should be. It's your business. You're right though. Like if you open up a business that takes a minimum of $185,000 investment, and that's without getting a shop and renovating it, because you need to like you're going to need to do some kind of interior renovation to whatever space you rent.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Cornwall the kind of town where you can rent a little shop?
Yep. Oh, tons of places.
I've never been to Cornwall, so I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what the
Tons of
like
little
the
office
down.
spaces. Yeah,
There's an art museum that you could probably
there's an
rent
art
out.
museum that's not finished that costs $10 million. You know. Yeah, it's
Was the
actually
art museum supposed to attract people to Cornwall?
um I don't know what its purpose is. It was very miscalculated. The people of the city are not happy at all. They're
Was
very
it like
upset.
a pet project of the mayor?
Um, I think it's been through a couple mayors now, and they just keep kicking it down the can and adding money.
Hmm.
Um, the city is very concerned about this uh, art gallery, and they're also very concerned about the homeless people, for which we have, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen homeless people in encampments or whatever. And the city needs to find something to do with these people, but nobody wants the homeless people around them. They're thinking, where can we put the homeless people? That's not a good spot because that's around me. Where can we put the homeless people? That's not a good spot because that's around someone else. You know,
Yeah.
it's the real problem is
It's
nobody
kind of
wants
like where to put the safe injection site.
Yeah.
in the bottom of the mines.
Fair.
I think is the best place for it. So I don't
I
know.
didn't think Carmel would be home to a large homeless population. I guess because it's outside, like not like a heavily downtown. Like it's not like Vancouver or Calgary or Toronto. You know,
No, no, we got a couple. We never used to. You know, this just materialized within the last 5 years.
are these people that used to live in Cornwall that are now homeless, or homeless people that have come to Cornwall to occupy it?
I don't know. I have not sat down and have a conversation with the homeless people.
Oh,
There's
okay.
nothing I think I would
What's your impression? If you had to guess, what do you think which one it is? People who were living
fucking
in
love.
Cornwall who lost their homes, or people who have said going to Cornwall is a good idea for me?
Let's go to Cornwall and live by the freezing cold fucking river in the winter in a tent. It doesn't seem like if you're gonna be homeless, go someplace warm.
They're trying to go to Toronto. They're probably
Think
making their way towards
think they're
us.
French homeless immigrating from Montreal to Toronto.
Are they French?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't deign to have a conversation with these people.
Is that because you're too good for them?
Yes.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Absolutely, 110%. I don't see these fucking homeless people springing $185,000 for a laser. I have work to get here, man. Am I better than these people? Absolutely. I don't think
This is the kind of thing that keeps us from getting boisterous amounts of sponsors.
People think just
This
because other
conversation right
people
here.
have value and other people are just as important as you are. No, they're fucking not, man. We're trying to run a society here. We're paying for the society, and these fucking people are living in tents, contributing nothing.
Well, maybe they contribute something in the past.
Well, I suppose, but they didn't put a safety net in place for themselves.
We're all
And I
one
get it, shit
paycheck.
happens, but fuck off. You can only fall so far. I don't think you fall all the way to living in a tent.
I think lots of people do.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know. And I understand that I'm ignorant to the fact, but that's just me as a person. And it's not going to get any better here. So,
Where?
in my brain,
Oh, I thought you were
not
talking
going to
about
change me now.
Are
Cornwall.
you
I thought
talking
you were
about
talking about
Cornwall?
No,
I thought
no.
you were talking about Cornwall in general. It's not going to
Well,
get any
I don't
better
think it's going to
here.
get any better anywhere in Canada, but definitely not in Cornwall.
No, the Canadian government's the Bank of Canada has a pretty grim outlook on the future of Canada.
They don't want.
They they said it was a failed state.
I'd agree. Yeah. And here I am trying to buy $185,000 laser for my failed state so I can pay more taxes.
Pierre Poilievre went on Joe Rogan.
I
I
know.
saw that.
I saw some of it, little clips and stuff. I mean, if he could fucking round his edges, man.
I don't think it would matter.
Well, it's too late now, but if he could have,
I agree with you. I think during the election he should have taken a softer stance on,
he
like,
could have
well,
kissed some
just
more
softened
fucking
his edges.
babies,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I think just not yet. I don't know, but that's his base too, right? His base has always been that kind of like. I think his greatest moment was when that guy was grilling him in the field and he was eating the
eating an
apple
apple.
and he
Yeah.
just like he just decimated that reporter. And I think that Pierre would have won the election if he had continued to that sort of like low key kind of like not verbally assault. And I think he would have done a lot better. But I think that the kind of harder Pierre that came after the Apple thing, I think that was the clips I saw of him on Rogan. He seemed pretty soft, like not ultra aggressive sort of.
Yeah.
He was the one clip I saw. He was talking about how he's texting Carney all the time to, with his trip to the States and how he's talking to Carney and they're trying to work together for a better future and all this shit, like, which is not anything he would have said during his time with Trudeau.
Yeah, Rogan even asked him to if there's anything bad he can say about Carney, and he even said, "I'm not going to do that on foreign soil. I'm not going to talk bad about my prime minister on foreign soil." I thought that was a classy move.
Is that what he said?
Hmm.
Yeah, because right now he could have brought up the whole. Have you seen how many billions got invested into none of it before she crossed the floor? I think it was like 6 billion he promised invested into none of it. And then they have a timeline of all the days he made investments in none of it. It's like March 2nd, March 3rd, March 5th, March 8th, March 9th, she crossed the floor.
Wow.
I think it's like 4 or 5 billion going to none of it. And also her kids' child pornography charges have been dropped and exited since she crossed the floor.
And apparently her business thing, she
Yeah,
sold things through
she
her
had to
business
give
to the government.
$1,500 back because she sold things from her business to her political
Yeah.
office or something like that. $1,500. Can you imagine? My God. Jesus.
Yeah, that she just got 4 billion invested into none of it. But they're worried about her $1,500. That yeah, I don't, yeah, whatever. Like I I think that the whole like pay, because the first guy that crossed the floor had $530,000 the day after he crossed the floor deposited into his personal account at his riding office the day after. But I think that people are all like in this state of shock that Carney's trying to just buy a majority with government money. But I'm like, he's a business person, not a politician. He just cares about the W, not how he gets it.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't care about like people didn't vote this way and the country didn't vote for a majority. He just wants to win.
Yeah, at all.
Because people's when you're a high level business person like him, people's feelings don't fucking matter. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chad, was this your first business kind of secondary business that you've thought of other than the landscaping business, or is this a string of things coming to it?
No, this is the first. I think this is the uh, thing that we gravitate towards the most.
Oh yeah.
It makes the most sense for us. I think this is like I've been around uh, things enough to know that this maybe makes a bit of sense. Um, like I couldn't jump into a fucking computer building business, you know. That doesn't make any sense to me. I can't figure out the missing pieces and stuff. Whereas with this laser thing, I think we can figure it out pretty good. Doesn't hurt.
Would you say that you and your wife are part of the tattoo culture?
Uh, yeah, I guess so.
Like there's definitely a culture to people who enjoy having a lot of tattoos. There's a
Yeah,
culture, there's a sure there's it's like there's a huge culture of people who like smoking cigars.
yeah,
So I would say to you that, I have friends who smoke cigars. I watch cigar stuff. I go to the cigar shop and hang out and buy cigars. I like learning about all the wrappers and all that. Like, I would say that, and I'm prejudging you solely on both of your looks. And this is solely based on your looks, but it seems like the two of you are both involved in that culture.
yeah. Definitely. I mean, obviously, we're closer to that than regular people, I suppose, right? Like we don't look like regular people. Um,
No, well, it depends what your version of regular people is, but yeah,
well, definitely more tattooed than the regular person. Um,
I would say that. But I'm
I,
saying going into business in a culture that you have a basic understanding of how the culture works is probably a good idea.
yeah, I think it's the low-hanging
Like,
fruit as tough as it is to overcome that barrier to entry.
like if we were sitting here today and you were like, you know what, my wife and I are inspired to open up a Vietnamese pho shop because we had some on vacation and we love pho. So we're going to open up a big shop of noodles, Vietnamese noodles. We're going to Vietnamese noodle the shit out of Cornwall. I'd be like, I don't know if you know a lot about the Vietnamese culture and the noodles. I don't know if that's a great place, but this seems like a natural progression into a culture that you already understand.
Well, it's one thing to want to do something that you like, right? It's another thing to identify uh, an area that needs work in your city and address that. And I think that's what we're going after. It just so happens that we're fairly close to that, or we're close enough to it that we can put our finger on the pulse of of how to address the problem.
Do
So
you still get tattoos?
yeah, yeah, I got tattooed last week.
What would be the tattoo that you remove as a practice run?
I got one on my leg. It's big and it's dark. It's a two-headed rat um at the underneath a cross that's on fire. So
Why did you get that?
uh that was a cover up of something, an apprentice tattoo that my friend did, and it just fucking mistake over top of mistake, you know. So and it ended up super dark and stuff. I'm like, I can get rid of that one. So
What did a two-headed rat on a flaming cross symbolize to you as a person?
nothing, nothing. I have a three-trunked elephant. That means nothing. Like
Do people say to you, what's a three-trunked elephant?
no, they've
Do
seen.
people ever ask you about the tattoos?
No, They mean nothing, man. Like most of them mean nothing. So,
I can't fathom getting something tattooed on me that's meaningless.
uh,
I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying, like, for me as a person, I always, in my mind, it was like if you were getting a tattoo, it had to be, and maybe it's because I'm older too, like I'm a different generation than you are. But
yeah.
in my mind, it was always supposed to be like it's something important and something that, like, it's my daughter's name and her birthday, because I'm not good at remembering dates. So whenever I filled out her paperwork when she was a kid, I could look at my arm.
So I started getting tattooed before things in life became important, right? 18 years old. What's important to you at 18 years old? Music. You like music, you know,
Three trunked
drinking.
elephants.
Well, no, that was 24 or 25, whatever. But like, so you just find things that you think are cool, right? Now, if I were to pick things that are cool, my daughter's name, a couple pictures of my dogs, something for me and my wife, shit like that. But there's not a lot of room left, you know. So,
Well, it's cool if you buy the
and
machine.
I'm just so used to
Maybe you'll
getting
get the
things that
treatments
don't
for
matter.
free.
What's that?
I said maybe you now you'll have a machine. Maybe you'll get some
Yeah.
treatments for free.
It doesn't come off in one shot, right? Like this isn't you buy the laser, you shoot someone with it, and they're done. Like I talked to a friend of mine from Kitchener, and she is was a laser tech in Ottawa or something like that. And she's like, we were selling $20,000 laser packages to remove arm sleeves or whatever. I'm just like, this is fucking insane.
Wow.
She's like, you know how Techo Block had that all you can finance and shit like that? They do the same thing in the laser industry. They're hooking the clients up with financing so that they can get their fucking mistakes removed.
It is a very permanent mistake, though.
It is. I
You know,
think I'd feel better selling the finance package to the laser client than I would to the landscape client,
I would 100%.
Yeah.
you know?
I totally agree with you 100%.
And I don't know what the difference is, but I feel more comfortable with the laser client than
I
the
I
landscape.
would say this is that, like, if you're willing to invest $20,000 in removing a tattoo from your arm, then that must really mean that you need to remove that tattoo. You're not doing it on a whim, like you're putting a lot of thought, and that is a permanent change in your life that could drastically improve your life. Um, I think that when you sell a financing package to someone who owns a house, you like they could sell the house and move, or, like, I don't know. It just seems,
Well, the hope is that they recoup the equity that they put in the landscape.
yeah, good
Right?
luck if you put a
You're not
pool
going to
in.
recoup the equity that you put into your body by lasering a bad decision off.
Well, maybe you would. Maybe it's holding you back from getting a job.
Yeah.
If you have, there, like, on a personal level for me, I don't care if people have tattoos. It makes no difference to me. I don't judge someone as a person. But there is still a lot of elbows up crowd in control of large companies who do think that way.
Yeah.
And although when you show up at their door in your business, what you do for a living as a landscaper, and you're heavily tattooed, even the elbows up people who hate tattoos would be like, well, that guy's a landscaper. What the fuck did I expect to show up?
Maybe.
He's
I,
like, whereas if you're trying to get like some high level CEO job, it could be a deterrent. Just saying.
it's funny because I make as much as the high level CEOs,
I agree with you,
you know, like
but you do it in a different way.
do it in a different way for sure. But they'll still look down at you. The
I
elbow
was
crowd will still look down at you.
I was at the gas station today, talking about this example of exactly what you're talking about. I was at the gas station today, and I went to Tim Hortons, and we're both standing there, and the guy in front of me ordered and went to the side where you wait in that awkward little spot when you don't know where the coffee's coming or where the fucking sandwich is going, and they don't take the sandwich to the same place they take the coffee, which is fucking bizarro world to me,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's how we function as a society. And so he ordered, then I ordered, and then he went to the bathroom, and I was standing there, and they said, "We have a double toasted English muffin, double stack." And I was like, I ordered a sausage. I wonder if they fucked that up, or I wonder if I didn't hear it right. Anyways, the guy came. It was his sandwich, not mine. Then my sandwich came, and we ended up walking out of the gas station / Tim Hortons together, just shooting the shit in the parking lot casually. He held the door. I said, thanks. He's like, man, double toasting that English muffin is the right fucking decision. I'm like, you're fucking right, man. I got some experience with this Tim Hortons shit. Believe me. and we were joking. And as we were walking, when I had parked the truck in the back of the parking lot, I had noticed there was a brand new Porsche Carrera convertible, turbo, whatever convertible in the back of the parking lot, covered in salt. Black car. You could barely tell it was black. There was so much salt and shit on it. And as I was walking back, I'm walking with this guy, and I'm like, I guess this guy's driving the Porsche. Because like there's only 2 vehicles at the back of the parking lot, and we've gone past the point where any of these other vehicles were his. So as he was looking at the bin truck, and I was looking at the Porsche, it occurred to me, this guy's probably looking at me going, oh, poor fucking guy driving that bin truck, as he jumps into his Porsche convertible. And I'm looking at that guy going, yeah, this bin truck is worth 2 of those fucking Porsche convertibles, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I also have another vehicle because I don't need to drive it in the, like, if you're driving your Porsche in March in fucking salt and snowstorms, you didn't have enough money to buy the Porsche to begin with.
Yeah. Unless you have enough money to buy it twice, you can't afford it once.
Well, maybe that's true too. Maybe he doesn't care because he's buying it. Maybe he's just driving the car to drive the car. But I don't even think that, like, that guy Mario, the right-wing influencer on TikTok.
Yeah, the ball guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Mario for the North or whatever. He has a couple Lamborghinis that he drives year round. Like whatever Diablos, fucking whatever the fuck Lamborghinis are. Because he says that if you can't afford to drive the car whenever you want, you shouldn't buy it. He has winter tires on them and all kinds. So maybe that guy's falling under that thing. And he's like, I'm going to drive this shit out of my Porsche and I'm going to fucking enjoy it. But I'm like, is
really
it even
a convertible though?
Yeah. It was full, like, soft top convertible.
Have you been in a convertible in the wintertime? It's fucking miserable.
It was a soft top convertible, yeah.
Yeah, soft top, when it's up, it is fucking miserable. My mom used to have a Jeep Tracker, like a Chevy Tracker, whatever, those things, and it had a cloth top. My God, in the winter, it was fucking miserable, man.
It's
like
cold.
Yeah. Early 90s cars, it's cold.
Well, maybe Porsche's brought this a long way. I don't know. Like, but yeah, it just occurred to me, this guy's probably looking at me going, look at that poor fuck. Or, maybe not. He was a nice guy. Maybe not that way. Maybe he's just looking at me going, oh, look at that blue collar guy getting in his cute little truck or whatever. The fuck. And I'm like looking at his car going, I think I could probably buy 2 or 3 of those cars for what this truck costs, bro. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have no idea how much that Porsche was worth either because I don't like Porsches. And if you don't like Porsches, they all just look like the same blobby Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. My wife wants what's the little one, a Cayenne? Porsche
Cayenne, yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
that's
whatever. We can look at them. Our lease is on Mercedes, yeah. So
don't buy it. Lease that bitch.
Well, it doesn't make sense. She wants a new car every 3 years, which I don't blame her.
Then there's no maintenance.
Yeah, they're happy they want your business after 3 years. So they'll be aggressive every 3 years, getting into something. All right. Plus, with this new laser business, I'm sure she'll be able to write off more stuff.
Yes.
You write off half a Mercedes or whatever. I don't know.
There's some like that's what the government was looking into with us, is that because there's like a limit on, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be like 50 or 60,000. No, there was a limit on what you could spend on a corporate vehicle.
Oh, really?
And it was like $50,000 or $60,000 unless it was a pickup truck. So that's why all these big executives ended up driving these King Ranch. That's what the development of the King Ranch, the Platinum, the Denali Ultimate, all of this stuff, is coming from the fact that you can't, like in the States, there's a weight class that you can write off.
That's why the G-Wagons get rid.
That's why the G-Wagon is so popular. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy enough. And so in Canada, there's I think it's like you can spend 50,000 on or on a something or whatever, a car. I don't know the exact laws, but I know there's a limit to it. Well, all these people started buying pickup trucks. So now the government is going through to see if you really, this is from our accountant, to see if you really need a pickup truck in your business. Because like if you own a, like, whatever, I don't know, some rest what kind of business. If you own an accounting firm, do you need an F-350 Platinum fucking King Ranch or whatever the fuck they are? Probably not.
No.
So they want you to prove that you're using the. But once they find out you're because they don't know what Paver King does, right? When they're auditing these trucks, and so we had the AT4 and 2 Dodge Ram Laramies, like,
Yeah.
So I think they were investigating it, and then once they found out, once our account was like, well, it's a construction business, they were like, oh, fuck it, whatever. And I'm like, hey, man, if you want to have this black Dodge Ram Laramie that's still at the fucking Dodge dealership because they still don't know what the fuck is wrong with it after a month, I'm like,
Yikes.
For 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour.